I have decided to make one more video. I know, it seems like people don't care though. It seems like people enjoy watching these videos anyways, because everyone does it and everyone comments, so I don't think there's anything wrong with me doing it. Anyways, as excited as I am, every year is always unique at Spirit, no matter what. Like last year, a lot of people said that it wasn't very impressive. It was like, it just didn't feel the same, obviously because Techie Toys, but then again, we didn't have to deal with broken props, so it was actually less stressful in a way, but just not as fun because, 2014 was like the worst year for quality, and it was horrible. Everything broke that year. Like, seriously, the only things that lasted that year was the Evil Scientist and Pumpkin Nester. Lunging Lily, kind of, but she's kind of unstable, which I bought the store display, but let me think. Rosemary, her mouth died, but 4 props that whole year. That's all that lasted. That's it. Everything else broke. Even Seasonal Visions, YJ, everything. It was just so bad that year. But it was a very... Oh, Peekaboo Penny, she lasted... No, she kind of snapped because she kept falling over, but I guess that's kind of different than actually mechanically breaking, but I don't know. Anyways, yeah, 2014 was one of the coolest years, though, because it was fun watching. There were so many jumping props that year. Peekaboo Penny, we would just sit there and watch people try that. It was just awesome watching everyone scream. Like, almost everyone jumped at that prop. No one expected it. Lunging Lily got a lot of people. It was just, it was fun, so hopefully we'll be seeing stuff like that this year, because last year no one jumped or anything or screamed, really, because there was not really any jumping props, besides the spider. Moonshine Zombie Barrel didn't last long enough, plus he doesn't have the fast jumping action, but he's still cool no matter what. I mean, some props can't go fast because that would break them. So if a prop moves slow, there's a reason why. Because all the props that move fast have broken. The jumping props, they end up snapping right where they lunge at, where the springs connect, and then the poles connect. That's where they snap. Because it's just so much force. It springs them up as fast as it can. So, yeah, that's the only bad thing about them jumping. Is that, and moving fast is with springs, is that it just snaps. They end up breaking. The faster they move, the more they break. And Pop-Up Zombie, his spring force is so powerful, it's like throwing a phone on the floor, because it's just so much force. Because, like, when Pop-Up Zombie pops up, his base pops up with it, and it smacks, and every time it smacks, that's gonna create damage slowly. Anyways, but every year has been unique. I really do miss the old years. 2010, of course, my first time ever being in the Spirit Halloween store, seeing Demonica. And yeah, all those old years, they were all awesome. But it's just too bad Jimmy Industries just doesn't do anything. Like, I know they have some stuff in other locations, but not Spirit. I don't know why they stopped selling to Spirit. Because before 2008 and 2007, a lot of the props were Jimmy, but then it switched over to pretty much Techie Toys, which of course isn't bad, but Jimmy was cool because they license props, and other companies, Morbid does a little bit, but the Morbid ones aren't the same as Jimmy. In my opinion, Jimmy is a little cooler because they're more durable and realistic looking. Like, the Exorcist is cool and all, but she is kind of a little flimsy. I don't know. She's just, Morbid doesn't have the effect that Jimmy does, but Jimmy has been around for a long time, and they make so much stuff. But anyways, yeah. Here, just a second. To me, I don't really care about, like, what props are coming in the stores or not. Like, I know sometimes people complain about certain props and stuff, and some people don't like that wheelchair granny. last year everyone flipped out and they were blaming Spirit and saying it was so bad, but Spirit didn't even make it. It was Morbid, and it's not even exclusive, so it's not even Spirit's idea at all. They're just selling it. But if it's not an exclusive, like that Sweeney doll, that Decrep doll or whatever it is, and that Sweeney clown, people are thinking it's going to be at Spirit. I don't think it's going to. Those props that they release in June on other websites are not at Spirit. They are online only at Spirit on Spirit's website, but they are not in stores. That is how it has always been. If they're not exclusives and they're released that early, those are other sites that are having, most likely Halloween Express, most likely, and Home Depot, maybe, I don't know, stuff like that. But they're not going to be in stores at Spirit. Maybe the next year, kind of like the Rising Doll, she was not Rising Doll, the Rising Phantom, the Rising Bog Reaper, those were released in 2014 on Halloween Asylum. They were the first ones to release videos of those, and they turned out to be online only. That's what's going to happen with the others, the doll, the clown, and that's how it's always worked. But it might be in stores next year. They always do that. They make it online only the first year and then in the store second. Like the Creepy Caretaker, he actually did come out in 2010, but he was online only. But then in 2011, 12, and 2013, he was in stores for 3 years straight. So that's just how it works. If it's not an exclusive, it eventually... Jumping Spider, the first year that it was sold, 2011, it was not a Spirit exclusive. It was sold at a lot of stores. But the next year, it was a Spirit exclusive. So it changes. But yeah. But as I was saying, I don't really care what props come to stores. I mean, I always wish every prop would be in stores, but like, I don't get disappointed with props if I don't like them, if they're coming to stores. Because I guess it's just because I'm not picky and I like any props, I guess. I really don't know what to say about that. It's just whatever comes, and whatever doesn't, I don't know. Because all props, as many props as we can get is good, no matter what kinds they are. Yeah, also, I remember earlier I was talking about, like, there are people who go to Spirit and say they want Michael Myers back, and I said that Spirit is not how you're going to get them back. You don't go to Spirit, you go to the company that makes them. Yeah, I once used to be like that, because I actually looked back at the 2012 props, Mean Old Gramps, and I was actually posted a comment saying, bring back Gravedigger and Guardian of the Grave, because I need to buy new ones. Mine broke. And yeah, you see, even I didn't understand at the time, but now I know that that's not how it works. You don't go to Spirit, I guess, really. I mean, they say that they work with the companies, but I don't know. They kind of just come up with their own ideas. I mean, sometimes they listen to our ideas, but a lot of times they just plan other things. And I remember I once told them, when Pop and Goblin make out, you should make a zombie that pops out of a brain and a creature that pops out of an eyeball. Yeah, well, look at my intelligent ideas. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun at Spirit again this year. I like working at Spirit. It's obviously everyone likes working at Spirit pretty much, because it's different from a lot of other jobs. It's actually something that people like, and then you meet other people with the same interest, and you can just talk about Halloween because it's a Halloween store. But like working at a grocery store, I mean, it gets boring because it's just boring. I mean, yeah. The first year I worked at Spirit Halloween, 2012, I had no job experience at all. I know I was 16, but I sounded like an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old. I still had that high, squeaky voice. Everyone was like, you are not 16. Well, I was, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, I had no job experience. I basically was, a lot of the time just fascinated with the Halloween props and not really sure what I was supposed to be doing, but now I'm much better. And I had no experience with costumes or anything in the dressing room. I didn't know how to do a cash register at the time, but that's why I'm saying this boss that I have now, that I've had for the past 4 seasons, is so much better. He taught me all of this stuff already. So, yeah. So yeah, it should be a good year. I look forward to seeing quite a few people and just meeting new people. And yeah. So there we have it. That's what I have to say. Maybe more videos to come later.